Hi guys, it's Lexi here, and I just got back from watching the new Spongebob Sponge Out of Water movie. It was great. Oh my god, they're like so buff, and Plankton is like not evil anymore. Oh my god, like I actually when he what they done is they had to go the SpongeBob and Plankton are fighting over the Krabby Patty secret formula. Then all of a sudden it just vanishes. And then there's this guy named Burger Beard, and he's like, I thought he was Patchy the Pirate, but he's not. He's a guy who reads this storybook of what happened in the SpongeBob movie. And so SpongeBob, so the Bikini Bottom turns into a whole riot of flames and just burns to the ground. So then Patrick, Sandy, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, and SpongeBob all go up to see. SpongeBob starts smelling the smell of Krabby Patties, so they follow it and it leads up to the surface. And so they get there and they're their regular selves, but they're kinda models. You know, they look like they're made out of modeling clay. And then they meet this magic porpoise that turns them into huge superheroes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, and then Plankton is like, he's like this big, and his muscles are like this huge. All their muscles are like this huge. So I'm gonna tell you their names. Oh, and then SpongeBob teaches Plankton about teamwork, and Plankton calls it TM work. And Plankton turns nice, and when Plankton gets the Krabby Patty secret formula, he hands it to Mr. Krabs, and it's amazing. Like I said, I actually started crying. My eyes like teared up, and there was like tears running down my face when Plankton done that. So I'm gonna tell you guys their names and their SpongeBob, maybe Sponge Out of Water, names and powers. Alright, I'm just going to read you guys the short summary. Warning, spoiler alert. I am going to tell you that this does involve spoiler alerts. Okay, here we go. This is the second SpongeBob movie. As you know, the first one was the Gooby Goober one, the Gooby Goober movie. So this is the second one, pretty much. This is the second movie in the SpongeBob SquarePants franchise, and it is the sequel or prequel to the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. It arrived as to promote the 15th anniversary of the series, which started in 1999, as well as commemorating 10 years since the first movie was released on November 19, 2004. This follows a trend of anniversaries being celebrated within the series, with Truth or Square 2009 celebrating 10 years since Help Wanted, which aired in 1999. The animated segments of the movie are set to be directed by Paul Tibbitt, who on October 11, 2012 confirmed the second movie's release and posted the concept logo. Whoa, so on October 11, 2012 is when it actually started, when the new movie actually was said to be coming out. He has further confirmed that this movie will have the same animation from the TV series and its predecessor. Okay. My grandma didn't understand how Plankton's head was so tiny, but his body was so big, and she didn't understand how all the other characters' heads were big. I'm like, Nan, they're trying to get them to look as much as possible as they do in the actual regular TV series up on Nickelodeon. I'm like, now in the TV series on Nickelodeon, Plankton has a small head. So they turn into superheroes. Plankton still keeps his same head. Now, Squidward's head is circle, like always. Mr. Krabs is triangle, and so is Patrick, like always. And SpongeBob is square, and their head are the same size that they are in the TV show. They wear the same clothes, which Patrick, his pants have now turned into a cape and a mask and arm gloves, but they still keep it. Now, Mr. Krabs is a robot, but they all have magic powers. Now, Sandy, I'm not going to say anything about because she is an actual real squirrel. She still talks, but she's a real squirrel that you would go outside in your front yard and see. So let's get right back into looking at this. And posted the concept logo on his Twitter account. He has further confirmed that this movie will have the same animation from the TV series and its predecessor. Like the first movie, this movie will feature live-action segments. Those are directed by Mike Mitchell, with scenes being shot in Savannah, Georgia, and Tybee Island. Now, I will tell you guys now that the movie does start underwater, but then like 50 minutes into it, they start, you know, they get on there. This movie, I'm just going to tell you now, has earned $203,854,382. And its budget was $74 million, so it took $74 million to make this movie. Alright, I'm trying to get like down. Okay, here we go, right here. Alright. This is the summary. Dang it, it will not go up. Alright, here we go. The movie opens to see a pirate named Burgerbeard on an island where he follows a map to a magical book. He finds the book on a pirate skeleton and he snatches it. He quickly dodges lots of booby traps and retreats back to his ship, where he reads the story to some seagulls. Some talking and annoying seagulls. This story is about SpongeBob SquarePants and how much the Krabby Patty means to his undersea city of Bikini Bottom. Meanwhile, down at Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob wakes up ready for his day at the Krusty Krab. He goes to the Krusty Krab and he is helping his boss. Mr. Krab sells the Krabby Patty from his own system of Bikini Bottom. Meanwhile, up in the sky, Mr. Krab's arch nemesis, Plankton, the owner of the Chum Bucket, across the street, dropped a jar of mayo on the Krusty Krab in pursuit of the Krabby Patty formula. This causes SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs, and Patrick to go into war with Plankton and to stop him from stealing the formula. They win, and Plankton surrenders. However, Plankton is revealed. Oh, jeez. Would you please just go up? However, Plankton is revealed to have been a robotic dummy all along, and the real Plankton is the penny in Mr. Krabs' safe, and swipes the formula with a fake bottle. He calls Karen and tells her that his master plan has worked. SpongeBob then comes back into Mr. Krabs' office and finds Plankton stealing the formula. They fight over the formula, and suddenly the formula disappears into thin air, or water rather. The formula is. Mr. Krabs barges into the office and sees that the formula is gone. He demands Plankton to tell him where the formula is, but Plankton truthfully tells him that it disappeared. Even though SpongeBob tries to convince him otherwise, when Squidward tells Mr. Krabs that the customers want Krabby Patties and they're demanding refunds, Mr. Krabs, being the penny-pinching crab he is, metaphorically and literally, doesn't want to give refunds and tells SpongeBob to make some Krabby Patties. However, SpongeBob goes to the freezers and sees that there are no more Krabby Patties. When Mr. Krabs finds out, he tells SpongeBob he has to have the formula mesmerized by now. But SpongeBob reminds Mr. Krabs that the employee handbook that having the formula mesmerized is forbidden. Mr. Krabs hangs Plankton outside where he is surrounded by citizens of Bikini Bottom. Squidward and Karen, who think that he responsible for the formula missing. SpongeBob, however, comes to Plankton's rescue and blows a bubble to keep them both safe from the angry mob. They float away and try to find a place to retreat and lay low. The angry mob chases after the two, but they get away. Mr. Krabs falls into despair and expresses his fears that dark times are ahead of them. Squidward thinks he's overreacting, but in an instant the town falls into a post-apocalyptic state. Really, it does. It really does. Ugh. This is getting annoying. This really. Okay. Come on, let's go down. Ugh. Ugh. Ah. Back on land, Burger Beard finishes reading the story to the seagulls and says that it ends with the town falling into despair and chaos. The seagulls, however, think otherwise and complain that the story shouldn't end that way. One of the seagulls rips out the ending page and it lands in the ocean. Otherwise, it lands on top of Sandy's house. Back in the house, the town is still in chaos and the citizens have gone psychotic. Man, this is like every single thing that happens in the movie. This is like the book. There's no book, but it's like the book. Patrick doesn't notice. He tells Squidward he would like a Krabby Patty. Do you like Krabby Patty? Patrick doesn't notice. He tells Squidward he would like a Krabby Patty, but Squidward tells him there are no more Krabby Patties in Bikini Bottom, and Patrick goes psychotic as well. He really does go really psychotic. Back in the bubble, SpongeBob and Plankton decide to work together to solve the crisis, but Plankton cannot say the word teamwork. While Sandy's in her tree dome enjoying a Krabby Patty, unaware of what's going on, she turns on the news and sees what has happened since nobody have a Krabby Patty. And when Patrick starts begging for her burger, Sandy decides to solve this mystery and see the page that was thrown into the ocean and decides to interpret it. Back in the bubble, SpongeBob and Plankton decide SpongeBob and Plankton decide to form a team to find out what happened, what to the formula. They go to Patrick's house and find him vandalizing his own house. SpongeBob makes him part of the team, but Patrick squeals on them and tells the angry mob to get them. Then they go to recruit Mr. Krabs and Squidward, only to find that they have gone nuts too. They go to Sandy's house and they find out that she has gone nuts trying to figure out what happened to all the Krabby Patties, and she thinks the sandwich gods are angry with them. SpongeBob and Plankton get creeped out and leave. God, oh my god, y'all. If y'all have kids that are really young, if you go to the movie theaters, I would advise covering their eyes when Sandy comes, because, y'all, she is just creepy. She is just flat out horribly creepy. Back at Burger Beard's ship, Burger Beard tucks the seagulls into bed, who want to hear more of the story. Burger Beard, in a fit of rage, tells them the story of how he wanted to become the world's greatest galley chef, but was laughed at and mocked in pirate school, and how he wanted to steal the magic book and other jolly things. After Plankton leaves, SpongeBob convinces him to cooperate. Plankton and SpongeBob come up with an idea to build a time machine, go back in time, and get the formula from the past. They get to a chum bucket and find a time machine made from an old photo booth. No. They go to Taco Hall and make a photo booth. They go back in time, but go 4 days in the future to find that the whole town has been ruined and Patrick has aged rapidly. They go to the center of the universe and meet a dolphin named Bubbles, who is protector of the universe, and he asks them to guard the planets while he takes a bathroom break. However, 2 of the planets crash and fall apart. When Bubbles comes back, SpongeBob and Plankton flee back into the time machine when Bubbles starts shooting lasers at them out of anger. And then they go back they go back to before the formula disappeared and get the formula. Meanwhile, Burger Beard drops his ship Burger Beard tucks the seagulls into bed, who want to hear more of the story. Okay, hold on. And want to steal the magic book and achieve his goal. It is revealed that everything he writes in the book comes to life when he turns the seagulls into pirates. He turns out to be the one who made the formula disappear. Plankton and SpongeBob go to SpongeBob's house to retrieve Gary, but find out that he's become part of a rebellion of insane snails. SpongeBob and Plankton go to a hill away from Bikini Bottom, and they decide to camp outside and find a way to get the formula back in the morning. However, Plankton thinks SpongeBob knows the formula and sneaks into his brain and finds it made of sunshine, sweets, and other jolly things. After Plankton leaves, SpongeBob convinces him to cooperate. Okay, I did not get to read that part. I didn't. Okay, we were. Meanwhile, Burger Beard drives his ship to the beach community called Salty Shoals, where he reveals that his pirate ship is also a food truck. He scares all his seagulls minions away with a plate of buffalo wings. They come back to the present only to find out that SpongeBob grabbed the fake formula. Patrick steals the time machine and brings back an undersea dinosaur who looks just like Squidward. Patrick blames SpongeBob for everything, even though Plankton didn't tell him about the fake formula and he was the one who wanted to steal it. SpongeBob goes insane from all the Plankton's insults and starts breaking down. SpongeBob calms down and tells everyone what has become, and they've let it happen. The townsfolk come to their senses and think they need to sacrifice SpongeBob. The crowd of angry customers grab SpongeBob and take him to the temple to be sacrificed. Before that can happen, SpongeBob smells Krabby Patties and he tells the others to follow him to where he thinks the smell is coming from. Everyone ditches their weather dues and they follow SpongeBob. After a long and perilous journey, our heroes finally reach the place where SpongeBob smells the Krabby Patties are coming from, the surface. All the secondary characters leave, but SpongeBob tries to convince Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, and Sandy to go to the surface. So, Patrick, Mr. Krabs, Squidward, and Sandy decide to keep on going. But the problem is they can't keep on going because SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward can't breathe that water. Of course, Sandy's from Texas, so of course she can. Suddenly, Bubbles appeared and thanked SpongeBob for getting him fired, as he was sick of that job as protector of the universe. He decides to help the others by shooting them out of his blowhole. Plankton, meanwhile, has snuck into SpongeBob's sock as he decided to come along for the ride. Bubbles shoots our heroes out of his blowhole with a magical beam, and they land on the beach Burger Beard drove onto earlier. Bubbles disappears into the sky to polish up his resume. SpongeBob thanks him, and he and his friends head off to find where the Krabby Patties are. The gang finally finds Burger Beard the pirate cooking Krabby Patties and wonder what's going on. Burger Beard explains them that he has used a magic book to obtain the Krabby Patty formula. With SpongeBob and friends confused, Burger Beard takes the magic book and writes, "The brave and handsome Burger Beard vanished our poor heroes to become stranded on Pelican Island." Alright, so that's not the whole movie. They saved the day and stuff. Yeah. But, you know, yeah, that was... that was all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I do advise you guys that you guys really should go see the movie. So, bye!